Long before modern cities existed, a powerful civilization rose between two great rivers.
This land was called Mesopotamia, meaning the land between rivers.
Here, around 4500 BCE, the Sumerian civilization was born.
The Sumerians are considered one of the world's first advanced civilizations. They built cities, developed writing, and shaped human history forever.
Unlike nomads, the Sumerians settled permanently along fertile riverbanks. Seasonal floods enriched the soil, allowing crops to flourish.
This agricultural success led to population growth and urban life.
Cities like Uruk, Ur, and Lagash became powerful city-states. Each city-state had its own ruler, laws, and patron god. At the center of every city stood a massive temple called a ziggurat.
Ziggurats were believed to connect heaven and earth. Religion guided daily life, politics, and decision-making.
The Sumerians worshipped many gods, each controlling forces of nature.
Anu ruled the sky, Enlil controlled wind, and Enki governed wisdom and water. To please the gods, Sumerians offered prayers, food, and sacrifices. One of their greatest achievements was the invention of writing.
This writing system was called cuneiform. It began as simple pictures and evolved into complex symbols.
Cuneiform recorded trade, laws, prayers, and stories.
Through writing, knowledge could now be preserved and shared. This innovation marked a turning point in human civilization.
And this was only the beginning of the Sumerian legacy. Beyond writing, the Sumerians transformed how societies were organized. They created one of the earliest known systems of government.
Each city-state was ruled by a king, known as a lugal.
King. The king acted as both political leader and religious authority.
Laws were established to maintain order and justice.
These laws protected property, trade, and social roles. Society was divided into classes, from priests to farmers and slaves.
Priests held great power, acting as messengers between gods and people.
Farmers formed the backbone of the Sumerian economy. Irrigation canals allowed water to reach distant farmlands.
This innovation increased food production and stability.
Trade soon expanded beyond Mesopotamia.
The Sumerians traded grain, textiles, and pottery. In return, they received metals, stones, and timber. Trade connected Sumer to distant civilizations.
To support commerce, the Sumerians developed standardized weights. They also introduced early forms of contracts and receipts.
Mathematics played a crucial role in trade and construction.
The Sumerians invented a base 60 number system.
This system is still used today to measure time and angles.
Their knowledge laid the foundation for future civilizations.
But Sumer's story was far from peaceful.
Competition between city-states often led to conflict and war.
Each city defended its land, water, and trade routes. Sumerian armies were among the earliest organized military forces.
Weapons were made from bronze, stone, and wood.
Chariots pulled by animals gave Sumer an advantage in battle.
City walls were built thick and high for protection.
Battles were brutal, and victory often meant total destruction.
Captives were taken as slaves or forced laborers. War was seen as an extension of divine will. Kings claimed the gods supported their campaigns. Despite conflict, Sumerian culture continued to advance.
Art and craftsmanship flourished throughout the cities.
Sumerian artists used clay, stone, shell, and precious metals.
Music played an important role in religious ceremonies.
Sumerians believed music pleased the gods.
Education was reserved mainly for scribes.
Scribes trained for years to master cuneiform writing.
They recorded history, literature, and administration.
One famous work was the Epic of Gilgamesh. It tells the story of a king seeking immortality.
The epic explores friendship, lost, and the meaning of life.
These stories reveal deep philosophical thinking.
Sumerian beliefs shaped storytelling for centuries to come.
The Sumerians closely observed the natural world.
They studied the movement of the sun, moon, and stars.
Astronomy helped them understand time and seasons. Priests served as early astronomers and timekeepers.
They linked celestial events to divine messages.
Eclipses and comets were seen as powerful omens.
These observations led to the creation of early calendars.
The Sumerian calendar was based on lunar cycles.
Months were adjusted to match agricultural seasons.
This allowed accurate planning for farming and festivals.
Time itself became structured and measurable.
The division of hours and minutes traces back to Sumer.
Science and religion were deeply connected.
Medicine combined practical knowledge with spiritual beliefs.
Doctors used herbs, oils, and mineral treatments.
Medical texts were recorded on clay tablets.
Some treatments focused on diagnoses and symptoms. Others involved prayers and protective spells.
Illness was often seen as punishment from the gods.
Despite limitations, Sumerian medicine was surprisingly advanced.
Their scientific curiosity shaped future civilizations.
From timekeeping to healing, their influence remains today.
But daily life revealed the true heart of Sumerian society.
To understand Sumer, we must enter their everyday world. Daily life in Sumer began at sunrise. Most people lived simple lives, shaped by work and family. Sumerian homes were built from mud bricks. Thick walls protected families from heat and dust. Homes often surrounded a central courtyard.
Furniture was simple, made from wood and reeds.
Daily chores were shared among family members.
Food was based on farming and local resources.
Bread was the main staple of the Sumerian diet.
They also consumed barley, onions, and lentils.
Fish from rivers provided an important source of protein.
Meat was rare and usually reserved for special occasions. Beer was a popular everyday drink. Sumerians believed beer was a gift from the gods.
Clothing was designed for comfort in a hot climate. Most clothing was made from wool or linen. Men often wore skirts, while women wore long dresses. Jewelry symbolized beauty and social status.
Both men and women used cosmetics and perfumes.
Personal hygiene was important in daily life.
Despite hardships, family life was central to Sumerian society.
Homes were places of work, rest, and tradition. But social roles extended beyond the household.
Women played vital roles in Sumerian life.
Family was the foundation of Sumerian society. Households were usually led by the father. Women managed homes, children, and daily production. Some women owned property and ran businesses.
Priestesses held respected religious positions. Marriage was both a personal and legal arrangement.
Marriages were usually arranged by families.
Contracts defined rights, duties, and dowries.
Dowries helped secure a woman's future.
Divorce was allowed under certain conditions. Children were highly valued in Sumerian families. Boys and girls learned skills from an early age. Pay attention to the wedge shape. The correct impression is vital for the temple records. Only the diligent will serve the ziggurat. Scribe schools were called tablet houses.
Lessons focused on writing, math, and memorization.
Education was strict and demanding. Mistakes were corrected with discipline. Only a small elite achieved literacy. Literacy brought power, status, and opportunity.
Family, law, and education kept society stable. Family, law, and education kept society stable.
Yet Sumer faced forces it could not control. Its final chapter would be shaped by invasion and decline.
Over time, the great cities of Sumer began to weaken. Environmental changes damaged farmland and water systems.
Salt buildup slowly poisoned the soil.
Crop yields declined, causing food shortages. Internal conflicts weakened political unity.
Constant warfare drained resources and manpower.
Meanwhile, powerful neighbors rose nearby.
The Akkadians, led by Sargon, invaded Sumer.
Around 2334 BCE, Sumer fell under Akkadian rule.
Sumerian city-states lost their independence. Yet Sumerian culture did not disappear. Language and traditions lived on for centuries.
Later invasions brought further destruction.
The Gutians ravaged the land after the Akkadians fell.
Cities were slowly abandoned. A brief Sumerian revival followed under Ur III.
Strong kings restored order and law.
But the revival was short-lived. New invaders arrived from the west.
By 2000 BCE, Sumerian rule had ended.
The cities fell silent, but their ideas endured. Sumer had fallen, but its legacy was far from over.
Although Sumer disappeared, its ideas never died.
Later civilizations built upon Sumerian foundations. Writing remained their most powerful legacy. Record-keeping shaped law, trade, and government.
Sumerian law influenced later legal systems.
Their math still defines how we measure time.
60 seconds, 6 minutes. Sumer's legacy lives on.
Their calendars shaped agriculture and ritual life. Astronomy guided humanity's understanding of the skies.
Medicine evolved from their early healing practices.
City planning began in Sumerian streets.
Schools and education systems followed their model.
Literature preserved human emotions and ideas. Stories of heroes shaped myths worldwide.
Religion influenced moral values and social order.
Trade networks connected civilizations together. From villages to cities, humanity changed forever.
Many aspects of modern life trace back to this land.
Sumer was humanity's first great experiment. Its successes and failures shaped our future. The Sumerians may be gone, but their legacy remains. This is where civilization truly began.